Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I decided I would do a eyeshadow palette collection and declutter. I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes. I have decluttered a lot over the last year or so, but I still think I might have a little bit too much. So I am actually wanting to declutter. I'm thinking at least 15 palettes I would like to get rid of. So yeah, if you'd like to see the palettes that I decide to keep and the palettes that I decide to get rid of, just keep on watching. I will be transparent. I do have some Jeffree Star eyeshadow palettes. I am no longer supporting him, but I just want to let you guys know that there are some palettes and some brands that I do still own that I will be keeping, but I won't be focusing or putting a lot of extra focus on my channel for other than to pan them. So yeah. So starting with my e.l.f. palettes, I have 4 e.l.f. palettes: the Opposites Attract, the New Classics, the 18 Hit Wonders, and the Earth and Ocean. I really only enjoy about 2 of these, so I'm going to keep the Earth and Ocean and the New Classics, and I'm going to be decluttering the 18 Hit Wonders and the Opposites Attract. Next are a few palettes that I only have one from each brand. I think I want to try to maybe get rid of a few of these. I don't reach for all of these, but I have the Marc Jacobs. This is the 840 Electric. I really do love this. I've used this a lot, as you can tell. I am going to keep this one. The Strawberry Dream from Lunar Beauty. I got this for Christmas from my best friend. I'm going to keep this one as well. The Colored Rain, Your Majesty. I think I'm going to keep this one. The P. Louise Secret Sinner. This is an all mattes palette. I paid for shipping from the UK for this. I think I'm going to get rid of this. I have the Laura Lee Nudie Patootie. This is a palette that is currently in my, Pan Those Eyeshadows. I'm going to keep this for now, just to see if I can still get some use on this. If by the end of the month I haven't used this much, this will be decluttered. Actually, I'm going to declutter this. I'm not using this. It's going to go away. The Profusion Gold Rush palette. I did just buy this, so I am going to keep this. The Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1. I really do love this palette. I am going to keep this as well. And then I got this last year. This is the Artemis Alter Ego palette. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Natasha Denona Metropolis, which I do not have. I think I'm going to keep this as well. Okay, these are all of my Ulta brand eyeshadow palettes. I have the 4 Harry Potter in the large 9 pan, and then 4 of the 6 pans. And then this little pink and like nude colored palette. I am going to declutter this one, but I am going to be keeping all of these. And then I have 10 ABH palettes. And if you saw my ABH ranking video, you may have seen that I am considering decluttering a few of these. I am actually going to declutter 3. I do have somebody in mind that I'm going to be sending these to. But I am going to be decluttering the Alyssa Edwards palette. I'm going to declutter the Riviera palette. And I will be decluttering the Carly Bible palette as well. Okay, next is going to be another section of palettes that I really only have one of each brand, or a few of each brand. First is going to be the Pure Raw Beauty Christie palette. This is a double-sided palette. I have not used this yet, so I'm going to hold on to this, try to get some use out of it. I do have these 2 Huda Beauty, the Emerald Obsessions and the Mauve Obsessions. I don't find myself reaching for these. I am going to declutter both of these. I also have the KVD or Kat Von D 10-year anniversary palette. This is what it looks like. I really haven't used this at all, so I'm going to be decluttering this as well. I have one Ace Beauté palette. This is the Scarlet Dusk. It's this really pretty coral warm toned palette. This is going to be a maybe. I'm going to put this in my maybe pile. I have one Melt Cosmetics palette. This is the Impulsive. I really do love this. I am going to be keeping this. I have one palette from Nomad Cosmetics. This is what it looks like. This is going to go in my maybe pile as well. I have two palettes by Juvia's Place. I have the 6-pan Nudes and the Warrior palette. I think I'm going to keep the Warrior and get rid of the Nudes. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of this and I'm going to keep this. And then I've got 3 palettes from Pat McGrath, 2 of the Sublime and Submissive 5-pan mini palettes. And then I have last year's holiday palette. I'm going to be keeping all 3 of these. And then I do have 5 of the Wet n Wild Color Icon 5-pan palettes. I have 5 different ones. I'm going to keep all of these. These are really good for travel. I don't travel very often, but I just bought a few of these and I would like to kind of get some use out of these. So I'll be keeping those. I did just buy all of my BH palettes. I'm going to keep all of them. I haven't got to use them yet. And I do have one more on the way. I was able to order the Blueberry Muffin palette. So I will have 7 BH palettes. But my BH palettes aren't going anywhere at this time. I do have, let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 14 Makeup Revolution palettes. The Roxy Ride or Die I did just purchase. So this one I will be keeping. The Revolution Pro Earth and Stone. This is supposed to be a dupe of a Pat McGrath palette. I am going to put this in the maybe pile. I have this Transformation palette from the Alexis Stone collection. I think I'm going to declutter this. And then these are my Forever Flawless palettes. These are my Forever Flawless palettes. I kind of like decided to collect these out of nowhere, but the quality isn't the best in some of them, so I think I'm going to get rid of some of them. I am going to get rid of the Birds of Paradise. It's this kind of brightly colored rainbow palette. I did find that these shades right here, this Macaw and the K shade, the only few shades I've used, are very patchy, so I'm going to declutter this. The Constellation palette, I am going to throw this one into the maybe pile. The Fire palette I am going to declutter. The Ice palette I am going to declutter. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette. But the formula on the Jeffree Star one is better, even though I will not be buying Jeffree Star anymore. I am actually... The metallics are really pretty. I'm going to put this in the maybe pile. This is the Decadent palette. It's this beautiful warm toned neutral. I think I am going to declutter this one. This is the Chilled palette. It is cannabis themed. I think I'm going to put this one in. I think I'm going to keep this one. I haven't used it very much, but I think I'm going to keep this one. This is the Unconditional Love palette. It is a more purple berry and neutral toned palette. I want to say this is almost a dupe for the Love palette from Natasha Denona. I would have to look at that, but I am going to keep this one. This is the Allure palette. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Huda Beauty new nude palette. I actually really do love the formula in this one. I will be keeping this one. This is the Showstopper palette. I want to say this is the last one I bought from this formula line. I am going to declutter this one. This is the Utopia palette. I think I'm going to keep this one. And I am going to keep the Utopia one as well. This one reminds me a lot of the Subculture palette, the grungy tones, the warm grungy tones. I really do love this. This is a great formula as well. Out of all of the Forever Flawless formula, this is one of my favorite ones as well. I'm going to keep this one. And then I do have 6 of the Storybook Cosmetics. These two I think I got in a boxy charm. This is the Robin Hood. I am going to declutter the Robin Hood one. And then I'm also going to declutter the Little Red Riding Hood. I am going to keep the other 4. I do have 6 Urban Decay palettes. I will be keeping all of them. Actually, I'm going to put the Naked Heat. I'm going to put this in a maybe pile and compare it to the Tarte Toasted. Because I do have both and I don't really feel I need both. But I'm going to put this one in the maybe. I will be keeping the other 5, the Game of Thrones, the Elements, Naked Cherry, Naked Honey, and the Born to Run. These are my Too Faced and my Tarte palettes. My Tartelette in Bloom. This one is not going anywhere. This is my current Pan That palette this year. I am going to keep this one. I do think I'm going to get rid of the All Mattes. I'm going to put this one in the maybe pile. The Tarte Toasted. I do think I'm going to keep this one as well. The Gingerbread Extra Spicy. I really, actually, yes, I am going to keep this. I really do love this. This is pretty. I actually don't think I've used it, but maybe just a couple of shades. So I want to get some more use out of it. And then I also have the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes. I think I'm going to declutter this one. And then I do have 10 Jeffree Star palettes. I am no longer buying any of his palettes. This one was a gift, and this one was a gift. I did not buy these myself. I am going to keep all of them, but I do think I am going to depot them into a singles palette and get rid of all the packaging with his name on it. Okay, so editing me, I messed up and realized that I completely missed a whole section of my eyeshadow palettes, which is all of my Morphe palettes. So I'm just going to fill that in real quick. So my numbers may be wrong at the end of the video, but I will insert the correct number. So I start with the 35H. I am working on this center shade, the direct center shade. In my Pan Those Eyeshadows, I will be keeping this palette. I have my James Charles palette. I will be keeping this one. I have my Live With Love, which is the Morphe Collection, Pride Collection Volume 2. I just bought this. I will be keeping this. And then I have the original Pride Collection. I will be keeping this palette. I have the 35C. I will be keeping this one. I have the 3503. I got rid of my Just Peachy Mattes and the Ace Beauté one because of these shades right here. I do have them in this palette, so I'm going to keep this one as well. I also have the Morphe Nikita palette. I think I'm going to keep this for a little while longer, but this is a possible, I might declutter this later on. I also have the 35XO. This was the Valentine's Day collection palette. I'm keeping this to prevent myself from buying the new Tarte palette. similar to the Tartelette style. I want to keep these shades because there's more versus buying that one. So I'll be keeping this. And then I do have the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2. I will be keeping this one as well. And then I also have the 35S. And I will also be keeping this palette. I have all 4 of the Vault collection. The Bling Boss. Because I'm keeping the 35S, I will be getting rid of this. I am going to get rid of Ring the Alarm as well. I'm going to get rid of Armed and Gorgeous. I will be keeping the Dark Magic one as well, though I do love this one, so I will be keeping this one. And then I have the Morphe Kathleen Lights palette. I did just buy this from a friend, but I think I'm going to declutter it. I haven't been reaching for it, so I'm going to get rid of this one. I have the 15T. I am going to be getting rid of this one. I have the 15B. I think I'm going to keep this one. The 15N. I think I am going to keep this one as well. $15S. I think I'm going to declutter this one because I am keeping the 39S, which has all those pinks and the purples. The 15H. I think I'm going to keep this one just a little while longer. I might declutter it later on in the year. And the 15D. I think I'm going to keep this one just a little while longer as well. And then get rid of this one maybe later in the year if I don't find myself reaching for it. Okay, these are my current maybes. I am going to keep the Naked Heat. I am going to keep the Tartelette All Mattes. I'm going to declutter both of these Forever Flawless Revolutions. I am going to keep the Earth and Stone palette. I do think I'm going to keep this Nomad one. This is a baked formula as well, it looks like. And then the Ace Beauté, I am going to declutter this one. I don't even think it's been used. So I am keeping 88 eyeshadow palettes and I am getting rid of 29. I think that's really good. If you enjoyed today's video, please give me a big thumbs up. I hope you have a wonderful day and I will see you guys next time. Bye!